Welcome back, everybody. Big and Sprout back at it again. First map being picked up by Big, although Sprout showed a little bit of a resurgence. Unfortunately, it didn't actually materialize into anything. Now, Sprout have a chance to kick things off on the defense side over here on Big's map pick, which is Mirage.
Right, little dink. Hit onto Maze, but at that kind of range and through the corner of the box, it actually doesn't do too much damage. Stair creeping forward. And they're playing a full retake setup. 5v5 retake. Maze has got a kit, so a longer fuse on this round. And a flank in place. Crimbo needs to stop it. Glock up close. Realizes they're there. And oh my goodness, Crimbo's done it.
Sprout now locked out. Got pistols, but aside from just Stair being able to get a little lucky there, nobody else gets any dividends off of the matter. Refresh. Just has to bow out of this. No chance whatsoever. It's a really difficult position for the players to be in right now. Obviously, this isn't something we can completely gloss over as much as we try to ignore it. I think fatigue and just all of these issues coming together has definitely impacted players, but at the very least, the impact is going to be fair, right? I think all players have been affected. It's not like just some players are experiencing the issues, so at the very least, we have that to fall back onto. Obviously, not a position that anyone wants to be in. Nobody enjoys this kind of environment to play in, but it happens sometimes, and that's unfortunately just the nature of online play.
And I've kind of put a lot of pressure, or not pressure, but I put a lot of emphasis on the fact that Big will be tied, because they're who we've covered today. But the reality is Sprout had their match going on whilst Big were playing, and their match actually went on for longer. And they came out of their game and kind of jumped straight into the match with Big. So yeah, fatigue definitely a factor in this one. Flashes over the top. I like this little boost from Stair. This is brilliant. Disposing of them might be good for a kill. There it is. Cheeky headshot. I like that.
Stair from stairs. That's the kind of joke my brain has resorted to. Yeah, pretty nice and easy cleanup. No need to really bring out the dry cleaners just yet. Just trying to be as menacing as possible. Wants to be as much of a problem as he can be.
Stuff. Keto. One casualty, that's fine. That was obviously the P250 on the boost. Other than that, it's been pretty smooth sailing. Big 2-0 up. On the other side of things, Sprout do have a decent amount of firepower behind them. It's only Stair with those 2 kills. He's the only man that's actually drawn any blood so far. Everybody else, no kills on the board. But this is their opportunity to bite down, to put themselves back in the picture. They definitely don't want this to spiral out of control because Big are already a map up, so they can't afford to let that happen. Lower bracket as well, so no second chances.
Out, just a matter of holding down the site now. Law NX, first point of contact, and he falters. Keto and Favin, they've been just too quick on the trigger, and by the time the bomb starts to go down, Stair might make himself a little irrelevant, but he just can't connect any of the bullets necessary. 3 players in CT now. If they try to push through, they're going to have to get past Favin first. And I think they kind of realize that they don't have too much of an outlet back into this round, especially not after Favin's able to get Zello.
That's going to be a third, and yeah, of course, they've will be able to save these 2 rifles into the next, and a loss bonus starts to build up a little bit. But for Big, this was almost a bonus round. They had a MAC-10, they had a couple of Galils. Now those Galils have upgraded into M4s. The MAC-10 sacrificed itself, and that's fine. And they can go into this next with rifles all round. Losing that MAC-10 is a blessing in disguise. 3 on the board. Brilliant start here. Not their map pick, but one that we know they're comfortable on. They had a great showing on it earlier on against Monty. I say great. It wasn't amazing, right? But they won it, and they were looking fairly confident. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how far they can actually take this, because they were good on their CT side.
Once again, a pretty standard set of smokes and mollies, as you'd expect from a pretty normal AX. How the hell do those that AK and P250 combo end up coming out on top? Hito still trying to fight for his life here, brings 3 players down, but what can you even do? How many eyeballs can you possibly claw out all alone? That was a masterful take of ramp there from the Sprout side.
They had some a round that they had no business in winning as well. Big, they do have enough cash to go for another buy, so that's okay. They can sort of brush it off. They say, okay, no more M4s, no more Galils. We got premium rifles all round. Tapson hasn't got a whole lot of util. There we go. Just as he exits the spawn, he goes by himself smoking a flash, hyped with a molly as well. Zello's got a sniper. Where's he headed with it? Oh, he's boosting. Okay, cool. Boosting into the B apartments. That's actually where Heavy Presence is headed. The bomb's around there as well, but hasn't been seen yet. And I think Faven was just spotted as he crossed. So Orpa's going to reel it right back in. And actually rotate around. Maybe does a little switcheroo with Stare.
Hype just trying to attract attention on one side of the map while everybody else is waiting there on B. Now Refresh does start to spot them because he's preemptively jumping up to try and get information. He is trying to hold on to backside, but this is going to be a very difficult position to hold on to. Through the flash, tries to catch Crimbo, but unfortunately the bullets coming his way are a little too strong for him to handle. 5 on 3, and the retake before it even starts to ensue. A lid has already been put on top of it.
Yeah, Sprout back to losing ways. Seems like that last round was a bit of an anomaly. Done well to actually exit and save these weapons. Big want to go hunting, but they realise they've got to hone it in a bit. Confidence is there, that's great, but they actually don't have a huge amount of money, so yeah, back it up. Doesn't Maze look silly with all of his Fnatic stickers on his default M4? You don't play for Fnatic anymore. Yeah, he's got to get Sprout stickers now. Because this is default M4, it's not even like he can just sell it or trade it. He's got to scrape them, and they're expensive stickers.
No, but if you put stickers on a default weapon, you don't have to scrape them to make another.
Oh yeah, you can make another one.
Yeah, you can just make another one. You can kind of just keep getting infinite default M4s if you'd like.
Yeah, you could do.
So he'll be just fine.
One of my friends has a Dignitas Hollow Cologne 2014 on his AUX scope. It's like a £500 sticker. £500 sticker on his default AUX. But obviously he did it years ago when we were stupid and they were only worth 50p. But yeah. Going to rein him. And slower control here from Big. Not going for anything too flashy, but it kind of, if it isn't broken, then don't fix it. They've had a lot of success last round towards the B apartments. Laumix has missed his shot, and they're just going to pressure him down again. He's all by himself here.
difficult duels to find. He's going to have to keep his head on a swivel to be able to find multiple different angles. Catches one through the smoke, is able to flick onto the next one coming his way. And suddenly, Tapson and Keto, they've reigned supreme on the bomb side. I mean, you can pat a player on the back for being able to do that with the AWP, but it didn't end up paying the bills. But Zello, now in a 1-on-3, still has a chance because the bomb is out in the open. Smoke to keep the window away. Keto gets caught by Zello from under the smoke, so Zello knows he still has a chance. With 30 seconds remaining, he knows he can still isolate 2 of these players. Bomb collected. Numbers starting to be dialed. And all he's got to do is hit 2 shots without getting traded out by the first one. Waiting for the smoke to fade. Doesn't have information. No, this barrel's got to be spotted, and Tapson is ready. Big with the 5th.
Yeah, that's huge from Big. Felt like there was an opportunity there, Zello creeping forward, you know. Difficult to miss that shot with the AWP if he does pull the trigger, but it's also a very, very obscure angle, right? Not one that someone normally sits in, not one that you inherently clear. So 5-1, Big in a very good position, hyped on that AWP. Sprout's economy is all over the shop. Brought down to the sort of 1,500 to 2k mark, but that actually means 2 M4s and 3 Deagles. Zello with no Kevlar, he wants that extra money for that AWP in the next. Remember, they've got that max loss bonus, so there'll be plenty of cash to come, but for now, this is all they've got to work with. Not too much in the arsenal. May's taken out early as well as Stair takes contact. He's going to fall back. His teammate, Refresh, reels it into the B site too, and Big are just toying with them. They're just playing with their food. They don't need to make any major commitments. You can just dance around, get the info. Nice kill from Stair. Brings the numbers back to even.
Yeah, you don't want to be able to see the end of that. Stair isn't really going to have a chance to make himself relevant in this round. I really doubt they're going to approach A because B is fully taken care of by the one player that's already in there, Crimbo. Connector smoked, and it's just a matter of making sure this M4 is going to end up in good hands in the next round. Do they have money for the next round? They have a 3,400 loss bonus, right? Or was it interrupted by that one round? Even if they get 2,900, that's still a fair amount of money for them to buy up again with. So at least there's that.
I think they might just about have enough. They can pull something out. As I say, they've got the max loss bonus, so it'll be 3,400. So yeah, you add that on to Refresh and Maze, and they're sort of just about scraping it, especially with the A1S. For Zello, yeah, he can buy no trouble. Tabson's getting pretty close to Stair here. There we go. He's just spotted his arm for sure. I don't think Stair's seen him either. I think that was really bad timing. He's dead. No way he gets out of this alive. There it is, Tabson. Oh, it's weird how you're so focused. Once you see someone, you know that they're there. Your brain goes into like overdrive mode, and you're just so much quicker to the trigger, right? So yeah, perfect stuff. 6-1, and Big don't allow any survivors. No mercy. Oh, wow. Okay,
yes.
Stair.
Yeah, Stair didn't even need any support in getting that kill. Just casually waltzes into B apartments, gets that kill, backs off. No setup, no support, nothing. Oh, I love this little
Yeah.
position from Lonex. Just tucks himself behind the smoke, waits for it to dissipate, and that's a freebie again. So all of this round is just a showcase of everyone just getting their individual kills rather than actually making any kind of cohesive team effort, because it doesn't seem like they need to in this particular round. Shouldn't be too long before the bomb starts to go down, though. But Big doesn't actually know that B-side is up for grabs. Nice kill from Crimbo. Brings the numbers a little closer. And if they can get one more off, courtesy of that AWP, then they can start to have a conversation here. That was the one, right? That had to be the kill. They want a fighting chance here. No waiting for them to cross. As soon as he starts firing out bullets, though, Lawnex will quickly make himself known. Yeah,
it's difficult being in a position like that when you've got an AWP. I think in those kind of scenarios, right, obviously he wants the sniper as and when he can get it, and throughout the round it's brilliant. But yeah, in a situation like that, 3v1, you really want to just be biding time, right? But as soon as you pull that trigger, you're going to get overwhelmed. The AWP's just not really the weapon you want, especially when you're missing that first shot. So unfortunate stuff. Big, they let another round drop. But they're still looking really, really good here. They've got off to a very, very solid start. And it feels like they feel quite comfortable on their map pick of Mirage. Rifles out on the other side of things, though. Double up setup as well. Not something that we've really seen for Sprout throughout this series as a whole. Mirage is a map that facilitates it. Maze, is he going to expect the boost? Certainly not. Blinded off the angle, though. And Hypes doesn't actually peek all the way around. This is just for him to get a deep sight line into connector.
Slow traversal on middle. Two players about to join through from ramp as well, so it's going to be the eventual A split. But the setup from Sprout is near perfect. They've got three players, one under Palace, one in jungle that's playing up close, and one in CT that will stop them from crossing forward. Faven, though, he's taken away Maze. He was one of the big contenders here on this fight. Refresh force out of his position, courtesy of the Molotov. He's just trying to stick into the smoke for as long as he can. Wants to make sure he can hold on to his dear life as long as possible. Keto has a nice little angle there. Is able to cast a player in CT, but he knows that there's one player that's left unaccounted for, and Refresh, having tucked into smoke earlier in the round, starts to come to play. Doesn't know that the last two players are low. A pistol could be all he needs, though. Quick haircut for Refresh. Headshot on a player that has 9 HP, but Stair's angle is too good. 1 point of health to save the round and deny Big the 7th.
It's interesting that he doesn't have the info there, right? Like, you kind of know when you tag someone up that low, you should know that the call should be there. I'm not sure if the call's not been given to him, or he was just confident, thinking that maybe he's over towards ramp. He wanted to take that ranged fight. But yeah, that's a real shame. That's a real shame. You say low HP, that's an understatement. They had 10 HP between them. But yeah, unfortunate stuff. USP out, and he would have just wide swung it, or not USP, Glock out, and he would have wide swung it and had that all day long. Good bit of early damage, though. Tabson, Faven, tagged down, below half health. And a half buy here. Keto on a hero AK, though. He had a crazy series earlier on, and it seems like he's kind of back to his old ways. Mirage is his turf, his playground. And he's confident with a rifle.
Yeah, just expected for Big to fall. Back to the money now, though. It's crazy that Big could have had a significantly better lead if they didn't bot some of those rounds earlier. I wouldn't be too surprised if we actually saw them on 8, maybe 9 rounds at this point already. But you know what? We can cut them some slack because, you know, starting off on the T side, if they've already gotten 6 round, even if they can make it a 7, you know, that's a fantastic half to take home.
Yeah, that's definitely something they'll be happy with, especially moving into the CT side. For Sprout, wanting to try and get as much done here as they can. Keto, how on earth does he get away with that? That's ridiculous. Blinded, knife out, spots someone, whips out the grenade in panic mode, and actually slam dunks him, lands it right at his feet. with a bit of extra damage by his teammate, they managed to, well, take the advantage. Only momentarily. Stair pulls one back. Crimbo's whiffed. Oh no! It's all falling apart.
Stair narrowly dodging the flash, and it's just enough time being bought for him to be able to find one. Eventually takes down the AWP with his USB as well, and Sprout, all of a sudden, they're fighting for the captain's chair.
Just pistols. Double up set up again for Sprout. It seems to be working for them, so yeah, go for it by all means. The only worry here is obviously up against the pistols. Sometimes those snipers can, yeah, be a little bit problematic. You know, you can only shoot one shot every sort of 1.5 seconds, and those pistols really can overwhelm you. But for now, big spread all around the map, so no major threat of that at the moment. Both Thorpe's playing very, very defensive as well. You see Launix right back towards the market. Zello's at the back of CT. So, yeah, not going to be met with any swarm or horde of Glocks anytime soon.
Tabson could have been a little more problematic than he just was, but still super happy to collect what he just did. Has an A1. Ooh, great flash to be able to take out Zello. And Launix wants to keep himself as close to the action as possible, but he's confused between multiple targets. Stair, 6 points of health remaining, and he will eventually fall. His AWP out of contention as well. That is a little too much damage being delivered by Big, and I'm sure Sprout could not have wanted it to go that way. Man, that was a chance for Sprout to potentially just make it equal numbers. Like, no strings attached. Just easy peasy, equal numbers. Play off the back of the advantage. Even have a little bit of money on top of that. Maybe even get it to 7. Maybe even get the half advantage off the back of it. But suddenly, they're now playing up against a Big that has a whole lot of money to throw at them, while they themselves simply don't have... Actually, I'm going to take that back. For a second there, I thought their money was worse than it is, but... Still, some utility is going to be lacking.
Well, 2-round deficit is all it is for Sprout. They've still got a solid buy here, besides refreshes MP9, which isn't ideal, but that's okay. And I guess he probably plays accordingly. That movement from Zello is unreal. That is so crisp. You see players literally... Oh, wow. Double AWPs. Double AWPs, get it done. You see players literally go for a boost there into the ladder room just because they're not confident in their movement to be as smooth as that. But the KZ God is absolutely cool with it. He's got a decent spawn, and he's like, yeah, watch this. I'm just going to whoop, 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 and I'm in ladder room. Yeah, I love that. I love that a lot. Crimbo and Faven, they're out of this already. Look at them. They've not even moved a muscle. They're scratching their heads going, what just happened? 10 seconds into the round. Tabson, hyped. Keto, are you there?
It would be kind of cool if CS just disabled your comms if you died. It would be kind of a cool concept, at least for a game mode.
Yeah? What, like, no, yeah, I kind of...
No comms after death, and you can't see whether or not your teammates have died. So, like, you can't see them on the radar.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you could think you have all 4 players alive.
Yeah, okay. So then people would every now and again just have to be like, I'm still alive.
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here.
I'm right here.
Not about any comms.
Yeah, okay. It's a cool idea, but it would get messy, wouldn't it? It would get messy.
It'd just be cool for, like, a Friday night with the boys.
Yeah, I like that. Well, there's that game, isn't there, where, like, when you die in the game, that's it. You got, like, 1 life. So it's like a sort of Tarkov kind of thing. But, yeah, it's like a PvP, like, big open world thing, a little bit like Armor or Tarkov, but you get 1 life, and, like, once you die, that's it. You can't play the game anymore. And I think it's even, like, IP-based and stuff, so you just... That's it. Like, you have one shot of this game, and you go and you die, and that's it. And I think that's a cool concept. I think that's good fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play it. I'd die instantly. I'm terrible at stuff like that.
The people that are alive have just, like, figured out a weird meta to just stay alive forever.
Well, that's the thing. They'd just be like stacked up, right? I turn up, butt naked with a stick, and they come with all their tactical gear. I assume you don't spawn with much. I don't know. They come with all their tactical gear and just rail me. That's it. £15 in the drain.
Is that game £15?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh man, that nobody's good for that. Refresh, though.
Maybe I go on. I'm the only one there. There's nobody else on the servers. Then I can stay alive.
Yeah, but speaking of having only one shot, Sprout might be in that position because they're not going to have a whole lot of money in the next round if they falter here. And they are losing pretty much all the important duels. Law and X, 11 points of health remaining, Zello 155, and I would advise them to back off of this duel. And that's exactly the advice that they're sharing amongst themselves, actually.
Bro, you got me well excited. When you said speaking of only having one shot, I thought you were going to break into Eminem. I'll be honest. I had high hopes.
Do not miss your chance to go.
I was going to follow it up, but it's
what's
too
the game
cringe.
called again? I might. You might
You want me
be
to find it? Okay.
game where you one life.
I think it might just be called One Life or something.
You only live once in a flash game. Multiple FPS game. Yeah, it's just called One Life.
Is it? Right, yeah. That's it then.
Yeah, so the player base would literally die. When people would say the game is dead, they would mean they're all dead.
Yeah. What, are you going to give it a go?
Might take a shot at it.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah. Right.
Not sure how Stair gets away with 2 frags there, and Refresh lands a bullet in the head of Hyped as well. Makito and Favin, they're still looking to fight back. There's a player in their back lines in apartments that they still need to account for, which is why they're not going to be too comfortable going for these haphazard duels. There has a third one to the tally. Keto still has a decent chance at making this work. Wants to take this bomb home. 1-on-2. A great chance to still get this done, get big on 9 rounds. The numbers dialed. Both of them coming in from jungle, but Keto is spotted. Keto, though, nearly gets the spray, and that's going to be it for the first half. Sprout being able to get themselves to a 7 despite a massively botched first start to the half, at least.
Well, there it is. We're going to jump to a 2-minute break, folks. When we return, we're back for the second half of this map. See if Big can take this map and close us out in 2, or whether Sprout have a bit of bite back in them. I think maybe they will. We'll have to wait and see. Join us back in a moment.
Half number 2 for map 2. A chance for Sprout to potentially take it to map number 3, but the chances are looking slim if Big can win the pistol.
Well, here we go, ready to rumble. Kevlar on all 5 on the big side, no kits, and actually Kevlar on everybody. No util, no kits, no nothing. It's pure and raw firepower to get this one rolling, and Tabson kicks things off with a headshot. Hype follows up with a kill of his own, but it's body spams. Crimbo with the same. And Sprout have just been completely dismantled. The idea of an ace split, the idea of having this pincer from Palace was huge. Stairs flank. It's still completely unsuspected. Where has he even come from? Be good for 2 here, but no, there's no trigger discipline. Refresh, crispy headshot. Surely not. Okay, there we go. Crisis averted. Things get a little bit scary for a second there. They could have done that, though. They absolutely could have done that if there was a little more composure on that flank.
I'm really surprised that Refresh manages to survive as long as he did, considering how quickly he showed his position in Palace.
Yeah, definitely. Especially at range with those USPs. Everybody whiffing their shots, right? First few kills were super crisp. After that, it got a bit messy, but it didn't matter. They had the advantages by that stage.
Man, it's such a difficult position to be in if you're in Sprout right now. I mean, Stairs specifically, he's going 21-8. And if they lose this out, you could potentially be seeing a player that loses out with maybe a 30 bomb in regulation, and that would not be a great feeling, considering that only Law and X is even the only other player that has actually even made it to double digits, and he's there by the bare minimum qualification. He has 10 kills.
Oh, alright, that was nice and clean. A little bit of stat padding. Crimbo with his 3k. Faven's bought an MP7, which I don't really get. I was talking earlier about the fact that certain pros have been opting for UMPs recently instead of the MP9. I don't think there's any real justification for the MP7. But
it feels
each to their own, I guess. Yeah, it does have a bit of punch to it, doesn't it? It does feel a bit, yeah, a bit punchy, bit bassier. I do get that. I like it in Danger Zone.
Messy duels over towards middle. Maze and Zello trying to fight back on the onslaught that's coming their way in middle. Crimbo, on the other hand, on A, is making quick work of Refresh. Sprout, they bite back. Zello with an AK is able to put down Bob and the Law, and next he's in such a good spot. Could get more! It's a third for the man. 8 rounds for Sprout, and I can't believe that's the way they do it.
A big round for them to win as well. It seems like they've been trailing. They've been struggling to find their form in these last few. They managed to pull one together. Put themselves in good stead to maybe close this gap. Big don't have too much cash. I say that, but they've just pulled out a double AWP setup. But obviously, not a whole lot of util. Crimbo's on that for mass, and if they don't make this work out, then they're not going to have much left. Smoke on the molly. Faven with a good start. Brilliant opening kill. Manages to slip away unscathed as well. Good nade.
Yeah, I mean, disabling Law and X here is so important if he's going to keep getting away with kills like he did in the previous round. Already a big chunk of HP even taken off of the CTs, but at least they've got the numerical advantage. And look at how the players on Big are reacting to this information on middle and apartments. They're taking the liberty to go all the way into ramp, take very strict control of it, try to get as much area as possible so that they can then later diversify their resources back into B, back into middle potentially. Smoking a con so they don't have to worry about that eventual middle aggression. And by the time these players come towards A, there's going to be a nasty trap set up for them in the form of Hyped and Keto.
Shot from Hyped. Can't follow up with another though, but still the man advantage. 30 seconds left to tick on this clock. And Hungry peeking. He's regressing. He's hungry for more. He's going to jump you up. Oh, narrowly misses on his second try. Well, actually his third, maybe even his fourth, but it's Faven's finish off the job. But Tabson's jumping in. Wants that AWP. Oh, did he get it? No, not quite. That's a shame.
I really like the fact that Hype didn't turtle up in under Palace. Instead, he decided to go a little bit more aggressive, try and bait them out so that even if he would die, they would run into the crosshairs of the CT player that is also trained on that angle with the AWP. That's Favin watching it. Good stuff from Big, and they've brought Sprout down to just the pistols. Deagles, Frizello, Maze, Stare, even LawNX, just one player that's got the P250. Big are actually quite comfortable with taking control of Ramp. They continually do that. They've done that before. They're doing it again. And it seems like they're going for that bait and switch setup once again. How did LawNX just make his way into B apartments, or at least down B apartments? I'll never know. But he only gets away with one at the very least, if you're thinking as a Big fan. Oh, Hyped. Shot to the head of Stare. I think the one outlet that Sprout had to make themselves relevant to the B bomb site, that's gone. That's LawNX that's been put to the grave.
Wow.
Still
Yeah, that was sneaky. That was very sneaky. But, yeah, it doesn't get much more out of it. Round number 21. 4 rounds in the lead now. Big. Looking good. Sprout, of course, on a half by in the last, and the fact that they're getting a bit of a loss bonus working their way. They do have AKs out, full util. Zello with that AWP. Smoke and a flash to work with alongside it. And look at the deficit, right, when it comes to the kill counts. Stare right now, despite the fact that they're losing pretty badly, Stare's 21 to 12. He's on 21 frags, whilst 3 of his teammates haven't even hit double digits yet. He's top fragging on the server by a pretty big margin. But no one else is outputting that same kind of damage.
Keep in mind, though, Stare has been stuck on that 21 kill mark for a while, so while it may look like his stats are incredible, he hasn't been able to step up in that second half.
Well, maybe here's his time to shine, get himself out of the rut, off the 21 kill mark. Go on, swing wide. Tabson's coming your way. He's just killed your teammate, though. Come on, Stare.
No.
Help him out. Oh, my God. Not like
How can Tabson
that.
feel so comfortable? He just ran in middle. He gets 2 kills. He's not even contested, Josh. And they've got the bomb now, so Big... I mean, Big should be able to get away with this scot-free. LawNX is definitely making a bit of a case for himself, though. Takes down Hyped, has the position of the remaining player as well. Suddenly, the numbers are back in even contention. Maze in apartments gives up his position, courtesy of the sound cue. Tabson responds, but although Tabson's managed to get 3, so has LawNX. And it comes down to the battle of the titans here. Crimbo versus LawNX. Crimbo already rotating over to the B site. 15 seconds remaining. Crimbo knows that he's going to walk straight into his arms, welcome him, and as soon as the bomb starts to go down, he's going to the Molotov. Crimbo spraying. Crimbo misses! No! How does Crimbo miss that? LawNX! You don't get away with it!
Oh,
I can't
boy.
believe he does that. Crimbo, no! That is devastating. But still, what a reaction from LawNX.
Mistakes as well, to be honest. Really bad mistakes made that round. And a timeout off the back of it, absolutely the right call there, right? Now, LawNX has played that fantastically. He really, really has. The fact that he's even anticipated, like, you kind of think you accept your fate if there's someone hiding at the back of the site. But he's even anticipated it. He's thrown the smoke, he's thrown the molly, sort of forcing his opponent forward. But yeah, couple of things that went wrong that round. Stare, I don't know why he hasn't peeked out when Tabson's pushing up. If Tabson had shifted the whole way up and it was just bad timing and it was an element of surprise and he kills his teammate, then fine. But he didn't. He was making loads of noise. Stare heard all of this, let his teammate die, and then didn't take the gunfight until it just gave him 2 1-for-1 gunfights and they lost both of them. And then, yeah, obviously I don't need to break down why what Crimbo did was maybe not the right way to play that situation, but heat of the moment. Get a bit flustered, and it cost you a really, really key round. Should have been 13-8. They load of cash in the bank, and instead, it's 12-9. They're really struggling economically, and they'll have no money after this round if they lose it. So we really could see this scoreline tie off of that one mistake.
Yeah, 12 to 11 is definitely looking like a doable prospect at the moment. Tapson, though, is trying to be just as relevant as he was in the previous round. He was a force to be reckoned with on middle, and now he's doing the same in connector. That's one kill for him without much trade potential going the way of the T. He's now hyped. He's got his AWP trained on the B apartments angle. They're about to come his way. Flashbangs are being readied up. Law and X speaks straight into him. Hype knows there's a second one coming, and he's getting ready to lap him up. Repositioning to try and catch. Favin looking for Stair, but a little crack in the smoke will expose Favin's weakness. Bomb starting to go back towards Zay, but Tapson, once again, he's available there. The defense is ready, and the defense will win. Zello, 1-on-3, far from the action, and with 30 seconds, the chances are looking grim. But that hasn't stopped the players of Sprout before. Bomb collected. Straight into jungle. You've got 10 seconds, and Tapson. That's just too clean.
Well, nice recovery from Big, especially after taking that man disadvantage there. They've done very, very well to pull that back in their favour. Chance to maybe finish off what they started up against the Glocks. Sprout coming into this with 2 HGs and a flashbang. 5 Glocks. Well, looks like they're going to stack up over towards the A ramp. Nades rain in, but maybe a tad premature. That's a bit of a deterrent. And I guess Sprout just try and play safety in numbers. See how much damage they can do.
Great job to start it off. Keto, I was really expecting that AK to do a little bit more work than that. But yeah, I don't think Stair really survives this for very long. Tapson, man, he's really stepped up in the last few rounds, and that's very important because he had to. Otherwise, Law and X would be going absolutely ham. You saw how good Law and X has been looking in the past few rounds. If there wasn't an equal and opposite force coming in from Big as well, I think things would have turned pretty problematic.
Well, 2 away from the magic number. An opportunity to hit 15 here too. Fast play, Zello. Oh man, desperate for that opening. Just can't win the duel.
They're just throwing whatever they can at the wall. They're trying to see if anything sticks. And nothing is. Law and X, at least he tries to keep the numbers as close as possible, but doesn't really work out too well. Keto. Nice and easy peek. Game looking as crispy as ever, but so is Law and X. 2-on-3 that Tapson continues to come out on top of. Tapson eventually falls, but Hyped is at least there to pick up the pieces. Could be the final round, could be the final step of the way, and it could be Sprout's final chance to qualify here.
Yeah, there's a lot to do, but this is doable. We saw earlier on today just how reasonable a 6-round comeback really is. They need to step it up now. They haven't really got the weaponry to get this done. It could be enough. 3 Galils, an AK, Stair with that Mac 10, and they're just going to try and up the tempo a little bit. Big, this is the final hurdle, and Faven puts the first nail in the coffin.
Numbers already low. Zello with the opener on Hype. Keto gets one, gets another, and Maze is all alone. He's trying to find one of them. He knows there's a player right under him. These are very difficult duels.
No way.
But he can still do it, Josh. He's got 2. And all he's got to do is put Crimbo in the grave. And Crimbo has no damn idea where this final push is going to be. He's going all the way around. He's anticipating Maze to be towards B apartments. Maze might have not stepped up all map, but if he can stop them from being eliminated in the close qualifier, that could be all the contribution we need. 50 seconds remaining. Crimbo's cleared out B apartments all together, which means he can at least narrow his search down to just the A site. He's running all the way. Is he going to give up info? Sound is of the essence here. He's got to walk all the way. And Maze is dead set on his target. Maze is fully convinced that the eventual push is going to come from anywhere but ramp. But Crimbo now knows. Crimbo's got the information, and Crimbo has the angle. Wins it out against Maze. A very, very close 1v3, but that also means that Sprout is now out of the IEM Brazil closed qualifier.
That's a real shame, but awesome from Crimbo there. I was actually questioning his decision-making a little bit at the end when he instantly ran over to B. I was like, wow, you're not even going to sort of ploy for the information a little bit just to confirm your suspicions before you make that rotation. But that snappy decision-making is actually